Mansa Musa, the wealthiest emperor in history. In the 14th century, across the sunlit savannas of West Africa, there existed a kingdom so vast and rich it captivated the imagination of the world. At its helm was Mansa Musa, the emperor of Mali, whose legendary wealth and influence would make him a figure of wonder for centuries to come. Musa ascended the throne in 1312, inheriting a kingdom already powerful and prosperous. Under his reign, the Mali Empire expanded to encompass vast territories stretching from the Atlantic coast deep into the heart of Africa. This empire held control over critical trade routes and some of the richest gold mines the world had ever known. Gold flowed through Mali like water, and Musa, as its ruler, became unimaginably wealthy. But it wasn't just Musa's wealth that set him apart, it was how he wielded it. In 1324, Musa embarked on a journey that would solidify his place in history, his pilgrimage to Mecca, a spiritual obligation for Muslims known as the Hajj. This was no ordinary pilgrimage. Musa traveled with an entourage of tens of thousands, including soldiers, scholars, merchants, and slaves. They carried a staggering quantity of gold, enough to reshape entire economies along the way. When Musa's caravan arrived in Cairo, it stunned the city's inhabitants. He distributed gold so generously, building mosques, feeding the poor, and rewarding officials, that he inadvertently caused inflation. The value of gold plummeted in the region, and it took years for the local economies to recover. This display of wealth and generosity turned Mansa Musa into a global legend, and tales of his riches spread as far as Europe and the Middle East. But Musa was not just a man of gold, he was a man of vision. Upon returning to Mali, he set out to transform his empire into a beacon of learning and culture. He invested in the city of Timbuktu, which became one of the greatest centers of scholarship in the world. The legendary Sanko University and its library housed thousands of manuscripts, attracting scholars from across Africa and beyond. Musa commissioned the construction of grand mosques and palaces, blending African and Islamic architectural styles. His reign saw Mali flourish as a hub of trade, culture, and intellectual exchange. The Mali Empire became synonymous with prosperity and innovation, a place where merchants traded salt and gold, and scholars debated philosophy and theology. Mansa Musa ruled for 25 years, leaving behind a legacy that extended far beyond his wealth. His vision of Mali as a cultural and spiritual powerhouse ensured its influence endured long after his reign. European mapmakers of the era began depicting West Africa as a land of untold riches, with Mansa Musa himself often illustrated on maps holding a golden scepter. Today, Mansa Musa is remembered not just as the wealthiest man in history but as a ruler who used his fortune to elevate his people, his faith, and his legacy. His story is one of grandeur and purpose, reminding us that true wealth lies in the impact we leave on the world.